Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday Funday. I am coming to you live from the Midwest Malt Den. Going to do a little blind samples tonight. We'll get into that shortly. I am enjoying the long weekend. I just decided to crack open a bottle of Balcones Lineage. This is a Texas single malt. On the lower end of their core range, I think, but still it's like a relatively new bottling. Yep, they talk about the two distinct approaches to barley and unmalted barley and all of that kind of stuff. No age statement, but at least 36 months, it says. Pretty good. 47% ABV. Pot distilled. There you go. Which probably explains why we're getting such fat flavors in this. It's quite delicious. As I said, just kind of starting exploring this. So got a few folks in already. Hey, happy Sunday, y'all. Let me see what's going on. Mahir, hey, what's up, buddy? Happy birthday to you. Great to see you hopping in on the live chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it's almost done. I got a couple more things I got to hang up and stuff like that, and we'll be ready to go. Daniel, how are you, Ben? Good to see you, buddy. Happy long Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're having a good time. I am checking out the Balcones Lineage. I started sipping on this a little while ago. It still has that distinct Balcones flavor. It has that kind of zestiness. Like there's this kind of mesquite spice, sweet, like a sweet paprika spice or something to it that I tend to get in all of these. I'm picking it up on this one too. And yeah, it's another good one. So thanks on that. Yeah, this is tasty stuff, man. They are really making good whiskey. There's no doubt about it. Good things happening in Texas with whiskey. That Lineage is way better than I originally thought it would be. Daily go-to. Yeah, I could see that. It's got a lot of depth and heft to it and weight, but it also is it's not incredibly complex and rather balanced. So this is an easy sipping whiskey, even at this 47% ABV. And again, I mean, we have to tip our hat to the folks at Balcones because this is another example, at least I would argue, that it has to be another example of another one of these whiskeys where it's all about the barrels, man. I mean, this is probably less than 2 years old, maybe, and you wouldn't know it based on sipping this, and that's because the flavors are so heavy and rounded, which makes me just think they're using great casks. Casks are king, as y'all know. 2 wheels down. You should go live a ton. Hey, how's it going, Swami? Yeah, I thought I'd pop on to do this this tasting thing here tonight. Just got back from hanging out with some fam. Got a few things to do before I work tomorrow. So I give it somewhat slowly. No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Anyways. So here's the deal with this. This was sent over by a friend of the show, Andrew, which I really appreciate. And this one, it's from Flaviar, and basically what they do, they're usually a thing you can subscribe to get a bunch of samples. This in particular is a blind Scotch sampling. So there's 3 A, B, and C in here. All of them are 43% Scotch. They do not tell you what they are on the labels, no tasting notes, no nothing. They look very, very similar. And then you get these little cards. And basically, once we are done tasting them, we peel these stickers off to reveal what this actually is. So there you go. So we're going to dive into this. I'm going to pour out A right now. Let this thing settle in a little bit. We'll see what we're working with. Oh, all right. What else is going on? Hey, Northern Ireland. What's up, Greg? Cheers, man. What a crazy day. I managed to do a video and a live test. Good deal. Yeah, so funny thing about that. This has actually always been the size of it. It just now has space to be displayed. I've had it mostly in like storage in a different part of my house, mostly because I just didn't have room for it. Now I do, because I have a dedicated office space. So getting most of it out. There's still about probably about 35 or 40 that aren't out anywhere, but you know how it goes. There's too much. Carchis, yes, yeah. I got all of them back to 2014. I can never find the 13 or any of those other ones. Yeah. Oh man. So last night I had a crazy bourbon experience with my brother. We had a Wild Turkey 1991. It was what is it called? The CGF bottling. So it's like this. It was like this all gold thing they tried to do in a desperate attempt to do marketing back in the cheesy gold foil is what it stands for, that they attempted to do for marketing back in the early 90s. And holy shit, it was a fantastic bourbon. One of the better ones that I've probably had, that's for sure. It was just absolutely killer. It was a 101, and it's just a reminder of like, oh no, this was a 12-year, but it is just a reminder of how much better that stuff used to be. Like a lot of whiskeys for that matter. Yeah, I was thinking so too. Man, this is a cool setup. I've actually never subscribed to them or really looked into it, but he's got me curious because he's been part of this for a while. He's been doing these. Anyway, so we got 3. I got the first one in the glass here. They're apparently all single malts, and they're all 43%. So we'll see where that goes. They even give you stickers to put on your glasses so you actually know which ones are which. How does this work? Oh, I see how it works. You basically stick them on, and then when you pour the whole vial out, it'll reveal what it is. Okay, I'm going to I'll get A, B, and C just all in the glass at once here, and then we can take a look at the colors. I don't think there's much difference as far as I've been able to tell. Let's see. All right. So this is what we're looking at, y'all. This is A. This is B. Maybe a little bit darker. And this is C. So this is a good blind tasting, man. They really do not give you any sense at all what these are. So I have no idea. I don't know how old they are or anything like that. Okay. So we're going to go into A first here. Let's see how this is. Sweet, bready, spicy. This is interesting. Yes, this is what the vial looks like one more time. There's a nice kind of dark chocolate, little bit of like a warehouse note to this. Again, no clue what the hell these are going to be, so this is going to be pretty funny. I'll put those stickers over there so we know to check them later. Let me know in the chat if any of y'all have ever done anything like this before or are subscribed to this type of service. This is really oaky. All right. We're going to go to the nose on the second one here. This is, again, B. Doesn't tell you anything. It just looks like that. Ooh. Yeasty, bready. There's almost like a bit of sour, like sourdough bread going on in this. Wow, that's really different. There's some hints of fruit too, like golden raisin kind of thing. Maybe even a little bit of wine. Vanilla, some other spice. Interesting. Huh. So the nose is definitely much stronger on this B one. Let's try C. This is closer to B. A little bit more honey, toffee, vanilla, butterscotch, that kind of stuff. But still has a bit of that kind of yeasty funk. So again, if you're just hopping on, these are all 43% 3-blind single malt samples. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't say single malt, it just says Scotch. So they're 3 Scotch samples, 43% ABV, 50 mils each. This one's a little bit more relaxed. All right. All right, cool. Well, let's give these a try. Why not? I don't know. I'm going to try and guess what these are, but that's going to be freaking difficult. I can guarantee it already. Okay, so this is that first one again. Really, really strong vanilla, spice, and oak. It's almost grainy. Wow. That's really, really good. Really, really thick and oily and waxy. Almost like this is like a Klein leash. Almost like a, just really sticky and oily. This has got to be kind of old. There is something interesting about it. It's really sticky and oily, but it's also kind of light, effervescent. I can't quite figure out why. Let's sit with this one for a minute. Greg popping in to say, thanks for popping in, Mahir. Mahir was on one of your streams. Good deal. Always good to have him in the house. And it is his birthday, by the way. Happy birthday from Chicago all the way over to Delhi, India. Doing anything fun tonight, brother? All right, so the first one is the most different that I'm noticing so far. Let's go into the second. Again, it's like you walked into a barn. Fresh, kind of like fresh cut straw, hay, grass, all that. Almost like yeasty sourdough bread. There's some hints of vanilla. There's some toffee. Maybe some fruit way in the back. Maybe some cotton candy. Lots of sweet. Lots of kind of sour. Sweet and sour. Which is one of my wheelhouses. So I'm actually quite interested in trying this one. Sláinte, happy Sunday. Oh, wow. Again, this one's also really rich. This reminds me very uniquely of like a space cider. And then this would be an interesting thing in the chat. I mean, I don't give much credence to the whole regions thing in Scotland, but I wonder if there are certain distilleries or regions that you find common kind of flavors in. So what's triggered this one with me is a particular group of distilleries in Speyside, particularly Anach and Craigellachie, which I find to be mostly, and even Benromic to some degree, which I find to be kind of barley forward, They're a little bit sour. They're kind of a sweet and sour mix. They have this very kind of raw malt note to them, and like honey and butterscotch and vanilla and things like that. I think like if you combine something like the non-sherried version, so leave Ben Romick out of this, maybe the like a Craig Ellicky 13 or a for space out Annock 12, for example. It has that kind of elemental note to it. In addition to that, just again, the fresh barley. There's a lot of that happening in this glass. Can't do much because of the lockdown. I'm going to spend some quality time with family. Good deal, man. It's a good way to do it. We got folks saying happy birthday. Raising a glass to you from Northern Ireland. T squared. What's up, buddy? How are you? Yeah, definitely. But anyway, so I'm getting kind of in this what I pick up in Craig Ellicky 13, which is kind of a unique whiskey, as well as a Knock 13 or a Knock 12. I really like it, and I think it's much older. There's a lot of nice dark chocolate fudgy notes on the back end. This has got to be probably, who knows? I'm guessing it's going to have some decent age on it. Okay, number 3. Let's do the palate here. Again, similar on the nose. This one's a little bit sweeter, maybe a little bit more corn forward. Not quite as, it doesn't have quite the sour. Vanilla, slight hint of sherry maybe. Color sure doesn't look like it. But there is like a dried fruit note in here. Sorry, Greg. France, my bad. I was thinking of Whiskey Straight Owl. I apologize, buddy. France, Paris. So it's a happy birthday from Paris. All right, here we go. Oh, it's really good. This has a much fewer surprises in it. Butterscotch, toffee, like Werther's original candy. There's a little bit of milk chocolate, dark chocolate. Little shorter finish. This is why I think blind reviews are so fun. They really, really challenge your palate. And when you have no frame of reference for these, I find, as most people probably do, that you're usually a bit off on your final guesses on this. So love to hear in the chat. Greg, have you ever done any blind tastings on your channel? Or if any of y'all in general like to try to do blind tastings with friends and stuff when you can. It is a lot of fun. So far, I got to say the B is winning, followed by C and then A. I'm going to do one more little rounded tasting with just some dabs of water on these, and then I'm going to try and guess what the hell they are. All right. Again, these are all 43%. I'm going to go in reverse order now. This is C. Oh, wow. So this has kicked up a bunch of citrus with water. Huh. Pretty chill, though. Not a very loud whiskey. Not much change in this. Do any of you specifically never put water on your whiskey? Curious. Man, that almost reminds me of like a maybe a Glenmorangie or a Dalwhinnie. Kind of in that style. Definitely the lightest flavor of the three. Interesting. All right. Now with a little couple drops of water here on B. which was my favorite so far. Oh, yeah. Al is a good guy. Indeed. Apple, cinnamon. Much more spices in this now. The water's kicked up the spices and really subdued that kind of sweet barley thing that we were talking about. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's so fucking cool, man. Cheers. Lately, it depends on the proof. If I need to lower the ABV because I'm getting scorched, that's one thing. But some taste better with some water, so there's that. Yeah, I agree with you, Squared, for sure. I like adding water to find where I like a whiskey. Sometimes it makes it better, sometimes not. Yeah, I agree with you. I do usually always add water. Yeah, and I agree. Sometimes it does more harm than good, but most of the time I find that what it does more than anything is it changes the balance. And you kind of get a little bit more of what's behind the dominant flavors when you add water, which I like doing. Boy. Man, I'll tell you, if this wasn't at 43%, this would have me strongly leaning towards like a Glenmorangie Signet. It's just not quite chocolatey enough. But God, with water, that really kicked up. Is the Signet 43% or 40? Let's see here. Oh, no, 46. Okay. So it ain't the Signet. Oh, great. That's great. Awesome. Yeah, okay. So you've been going for the more bold flavored whiskeys, yeah. Signet's not 40. It's 46, I think. Let me just double check that. I think it's 46. I just read it and now I've already forgotten. There you go. Let's take a look. Maybe I misread this. No, Signet's 46. I hope the UK version isn't less or something like that. It's 46 though. Okay, so A again, kicking up a ton of honey and almond now. More almond than I've ever picked up on a whiskey. It smells like manzanilla. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Rick McHugh, Kilkerran, 8 cask strength 2019 in the store today. Hell of a find. Is that the sherry or the bourbon? I'm going to guess that's the bourbon, right? Awesome find. Man, this also smells like an ice cream shop. Man, A has really charged into this. Okay. BAC are my rankings on these in terms of my liking. As for the guessing of what they are, here's what I'm going to say. For A, there's something really interesting going on here. It is making me think that it is a compass box because I feel like there might be some graininess in this, and it has this Klein-Leachy waxiness, which is really making me think that. Now, which one it is, I have no clue. But It has that texture. Okay, if I'm going to guess on this one, again, for folks just joining, 3 blind samples sent to me from Andrew Page via Flaviar. ABC, they're all Scotch. They're all 43%. Man, this was tough. This one, I'm trying to think. This has got to be some type of bourbon cask or like primarily bourbon cask compass box that I've never had before. What's up, Donner Pass? How are things out in California this fine Sunday afternoon? It's the best I can do. I think this is, man, I don't know. I'm gonna come back to it. My third place one was C. This has got to be something like a Dalwhinnie. That's kind of what I think this must be. It's pretty basic. It's got that honey sweetness, a little bit of the yeasty funk, which is throwing me off. But I'm guessing that C. Like, I don't know. I don't know what Dalwhinnie would be because it's not the Dalwhinnie 15. Maybe this is like a Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition. I don't know. There's that like sherry note in it though. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to guess Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition on C. So Compass Box random for second. C, or for A. C is my third choice. I'm guessing it's Dalwhinnie Distillers Edition. I don't know. There's got to be some wine thing in this. I don't know what. We'll look it up after this. Oh, wow. He got the first sherry cask. Score. That's awesome, Rick. Enjoy that pour. Amazing, man. You do not see those very often. You don't see those ever. What? So you're saying I should swing over there in like 2 years and they're going to have, some other limited edition stuff from like 2019 that's just going to like show up on the shelf. That sounds like a good place to go shopping, man. That is a hell of a pickup. All right. As for the number one, okay. B is by far my favorite. I think it's a Space Cider. I'm going to guess this is a Craigellachie 23. I've never had that, so we'll see. All right. For the reveal, I have to go to these cards and take the sticker off. Okay, so my last place was C. Oh, interesting. So it's saying that it's a blend. And now I think we just take this off and see what blend it is. So I'm definitely wrong already. Oh, no, it doesn't tell you which one it is. It just says it's a blend. It says it's a dirty job. Peel off, stick on. Wait, does it like reveal it on the back or something? Interesting. 1 second. Aim the sticker here. Okay. Actually, starting to think maybe it doesn't reveal what these are because there's nothing on here telling me what it is. What are these? Okay, hang on. Oh, I have to go to their website. The suspense. All right. Yeah. What do I do? This is a little confusing. Okay. So basically, the stickers don't matter. So I'm looking at C. It says it's a blended Scotch whiskey. And yeah, it says it's a blended Scotch. The exceptional blend. It says for more about the spirit, flavor.com or download the app. Okay. Let's check it out. How does this work? Maybe I should have read this first. Here we go. Let's see what this is all about. What's in the box? Is this it? Yeah. I'm going to have the answers here in just a second. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so we have to go here and look it up. I just need to find the right box, and I'll let you guys know what the hell this stuff is. Enjoy the suspense. Here it is. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's what it is. Here's what they have to say. So these look like they're all blends from Flaviar. So that actually changes things a little bit. But what does it mean, or what does it tell me that's in these? Huh. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's literally, wait, is this going to do anything? Okay. Yeah, it is literally, it's literally blends that they made. So here's what it has to say. They're from a place called The Blended. They're from, well, yeah, okay. So here we go. I'm going to tell you guys at least the information on these. So the C was the, let's see here. C was the blend. So there's a blend in here. That was C. So this is the one that got like last place in this tasting. And I actually didn't quite love it that much at all, to be honest with you. It was okay. But here's what it has to say about it. All right. What do we got? It is 43%. It's all ex sherry. So I definitely didn't pick that up. It's a completely ex sherry. That's interesting. So this one, it was made by a guy who partnered with Macallan and is managing director for 23 years. It's all sherry cask. They say that there could be a 30-year-old Macallan in here. Really? Boy, I didn't pick that up at all. Something's telling me this is not right. That can't be. It is. I'm matched up. This is from a collection called The Exceptional, and I'm matching it up with the Exceptional thing on their website. That's crazy. They do a Balcones one, by the way. That looks really interesting. And a bunch, they have a whole bunch. These actually look pretty cool. And they're not very expensive. Okay. So apparently the one that got last place for me has perhaps some Macallan 30 in it. Boy, you can hardly tell. Of course, now I'm like smelling Macallan. But boy, I couldn't tell at all. Okay, let's move along. So the A was grain. So this one. This is the one that I guess was a what did I say, like a this is the one that I thought was the shit. Oh, the Dalwhinnie? Oh no, this is the one I thought was a Compass Box. Okay, so that's a little bit interesting because Compass Box does use grain in some of their stuff. Here's the deal on this one. This one is also all first fill sherry. How is that first fill sherry? Look at the color on that. Huh. Yeah, warm amber color. Boy, I was way off on this. Other than the grain, I was way off. So this one is, yeah, first fill sherry. I wonder how old this is. That's wild. This just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like they might have done this before with sherry, and then this one is like something else. I just can't. I can't get my finger on it. Let me take one more look here. Yeah, it looks like this is what they're telling us. Looks like some more research is going to have to be done. But this is literally what matches up with their website. Exceptional grain, exceptional malt, exceptional blend. Craig. Daniel was an age at the North Pole. Or Gregson was an age at the North Pole. Daniel did, yeah. It's good. Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I have a hard time thinking so. So I was off on this one pretty significantly, which means I'm probably definitely off on the malt. So this one, I guess, was a Craigellachie 23. And Craigellachie 23, just for y'all keeping score at home, the genetics of this one is, I believe, a mix of sherry and bourbon, but let me just confirm that. So the 23, let's see. Boy, man, my taster must have been way off today if I didn't pick up the sherry in that, but that's just such a strange note. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Craigellachie 23 actually is just malty and bourbon cask. So that's what I guess this was. As for what they have to say about it, this is B. Details. They say Oloroso sherry on this one too. 43%. Golden amber color, which it is. The almonds, the almond butter, or the almonds, which is something we were talking about. Wow, interesting. So an entire bottle of this. So they actually do sell all the bottles of these. Any other interesting details about this one? It is all sherry cask. They say it's potentially first fill Oloroso. Ah, interesting. Here's a list for you of single malts that this is similar to. It includes who? Craigellachie. Interesting. Ben Nevis as well. That's fantastic. So we weren't totally off on that. But wow, this is actually quite good. For 43%, I'm actually really impressed with this. Interesting. Well, Andrew Page, thank you for sending me this again. This was a lot of fun. I was thrown a little off, but it looks like not all of their tasting kits are like their own blends. But I do kind of like the fact that they were, because it's even more interesting and enticing at this point. And the fact that I missed that these were sherry is really interesting. In hindsight, this one maybe looks a little bit. I think I only noticed it in one. There you go. Agreed. Take care, Mahir. Happy birthday again, buddy. True. I think that's true. I'm with you on that, Greg. I don't particularly find, and especially in, with these where it doesn't tell you much about the color. There's so many whiskeys that are not naturally colored. So of course, what is that? That leads us to a serious issue, right? I'm just perplexed, a little bit perplexed. I just can't. I still just feel like there's something off here. I don't know. This doesn't quite line up with what, like, my taste couldn't have been that off on those two. Let's see. Yeah. Interesting. Have any of y'all ever done one of these before? This seems like a fun thing to do. So here's a couple of the things they have on here. They have this one that's called A Tale of Three Whiskeys, which has Penderyn, Ohishi, and Milk and Honey, which seems like that could be a lot of fun. They have another one on here. It's called Peat It Volume 2. So this is their peat one. And the whiskeys that they give you are Kilchoman Saneg, Portiskeg 110 proof, and Compass Box Peat Monster. That's interesting. They have an Alexander Murray tasting. They have a Spirits of South America. They have Rum Galaxy, Spirit of the American Revolution, and they have a Kilchoman whiskey fight. They must have a relationship with Kilchoman because there's Kilchomans all over their stuff. So here's the Kilchoman thing that they have is Makir Bay, Saneg, and an Oloroso single cask. Interesting. That sounds like it could be fun. That could be a lot of fun.
In big families, food can matter.
All right. The Balcones tasting. Yeah. Let's take a look at that. So they do have a Balcones tasting kit as well. This is really interesting. So apparently, I don't know how it all works, but I guess they just send you stuff randomly. Like you've signed up for, like, send me 3 hot sauces every 3 months or something like that. Okay, let me take a quick look in here again and share with you guys what this the other tastings that they have in here are. A bunch of them. Okay, so they have a mezcal, which is cool. So they have 2. They have a Texan Spirit. So this Texan Spirit one is wow, this is interesting. So this one they have Balcones single malt. They have Alamo Black Label bourbon, and then they have 44 gauge rye as a Texan thing. They have this. They have a Secret Flavors of Japan. The Alexander Murray, which I think somebody just mentioned. So this one is. Let's take a look. This one's is all blends. So it's like all Alexander Murray blends. The Balcones is Balcones. You get 2 American ryes and 2 American whiskeys and 1 rye. It looks like you get Baby Blue, Texas rye, and the single malt. Interesting. Huh. So the way to join this, yeah, they have it on their website. You pay $25 for 1 year, or $25 a month for a year, and they send you tasting boxes every month, it looks like. just random stuff. And I mean, they have some good stuff. I mean, Andrew Page has shared some samples with me that were like really, really delicious, older stuff. So anyways, so there you go. That was sort of interesting. What else we got going on? Now, what is in the cask when they put the whiskey in it? It's in the balcony. Okay, we got that. Yeah. Hey, Gary, how's it going? It's out in San Francisco. What's new? What's shaking? Timothy Juarez in the house. Yeah. Well, there you go, man. There's some other Texas whiskeys you got to look for. What's up, Tim? How are you, man? Good to see you. Good to see Gary as well. Awesome. Cool. Well, we got 10 folks in. We just did some blind tastings of, blind whiskeys because they were all just stuff that came from these folks in particular, and not exactly, they don't tell you what the ones exactly were that they used in it, but they were good. Good for sure. And yeah, we're about 45 minutes in. We got 11 folks in, but we'll keep going tonight. I may just open up something else. What that's going to be, I'm not quite sure. We'll think about it. In the meantime, I've been sipping some of the Lineage. I've been really coming around on Balcones. The first Balcones that I actually had was the Brimstone, which is one of the more unique whiskeys I've ever had. But I'm not sure it's worth buying a whole bottle of. It's this very smoky, but it's like mesquite barbecue smoke. High ABV. It was really tasty stuff. But it was a classic example of one of these bottles that's like, you just don't find yourself reaching for it very often. Since then, I've had the Baby Blue, which is like their just regular corn whiskey. I've had the rye. I've had a whole bunch of great samples sent from Daniel and others. I'm working on this Lineage right now, which I'm really, really enjoying. And I got I got a special bottle of store pick from them too. Gary K says Glendalough 17. Oh, that's right. You got the Glendalough 17, right? I can only imagine. I've been trying to tell you about that, Glenn. Yeah, do let us know what's going on in London. Good to see you, James Morgan. Thanks for swinging through. Wish Balcones was in my area. Got to go an hour or more to find it. Really? Wow. Where are you located? Are you in the States? What state are you in? Say, stick to a distillate shine and not be ridden. They often do that because they have weak cask or chase youngsters in need of rough sensations. Thank God. I really want that. I've had that 13, and like that 13 was an absolutely incredible pour. I still have a decent amount of it. Absolutely love it. And when I heard that they had this older version, my God, got to get a handle on that. Oh, fuck. So for those not keeping score at home, Glendalough, which is a an Irish whiskey blend, or an Irish whiskey distillery, makes something using Japanese Mizunara oak, a 13-year, which is not super hard to find, but they also make a 17, which is what our good friend out in Frisco is sipping on right now. And it looks like they have it for, it's around a $300 bottle, which makes a lot of sense. I really, I mean, would you say this is a must buy at $350? If it was $350, Gary, is this must buy or must try? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that, because I'm really tempted by this one. Having not had it, but only had the 13, I'm just like, thinking to myself, a Glendalough 17-year-old has to be just absolutely incredible. So I'd love to hear about it. Wow, good to hear. Southeast Kansas. Okay, good to know. Cool. I will refer to your where you're calling in from, where you're chatting in from, so to speak, as we go going forward. So if I forget, do let me know. Hey, Chris, how are you? Just got here in time for some Whiskey Wife. Has had me landscaping for 2 days. Damn. Hope you're pouring something strong, man. Sunday evening. Folks saying hi. How many years in the Mizunara? That's a good question. You know what? Maybe I'm going to go to that Mizunara next. Here it is. So this is the younger one that we're talking about. If you're an Irish whiskey fan or not, I don't know, but this is fantastic. It's about $100. This is Glendalough. It is 13 years old. It's 46%, 13 years in American oak, and then it's finished in Mizunara puncheons. Mizunara, as you guys know, Japanese. It's a Japanese wood. It's maybe aged in it for a few months. Doesn't say completely, but it has a very, very unique flavor, kind of like incense, spice, sandalwood, things like that. It's a really expensive wood to use, and the reason that I guess they started using it in Japan was during World War II. They couldn't get bourbon casks from the United States anymore, and you got to wait until it's like the tree is like 200 years old before the wood's even like worth using. So it's really expensive. So you see it used sparingly. This, however, they do a damn good job with it. And this 17-year-old that he's referring to, I can only imagine. One of the most dangerously drinkable whiskeys you can remember. Yikes. That sounds like trouble. Good trouble. I'm going to join you with the Miz 13. $250. Would you mind sharing where you found this for $250? I know you California folks get such great prices, but my having moved out of PA, which is a very restrictive state for shipping, I'm in a place with much more liberal attitudes about it. Not ideally liberal, but close. And so I might be able to find that bad boy. In which case, I would have to pick it up. He says, I bought it a second after tasting. Yes. Yeah, totally T-squared. You wouldn't be disappointed with this 13. You can find it under 100. Sometimes it's in the like $80 range. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. It's a unique whiskey. I think this is all. I'm not actually sure if this is pot still. I don't think it's pot still. You don't get a ton of that like unmalted barley in here, but it doesn't take away from what is an incredibly good whiskey for an Irish, right? Like it has some of that classic kind of Irish whiskey notes in it. I'm actually looking right now on this Glendalough Mizunara 17. They have it at 2 places in California that I know won't ship here. And what do you know? They have it at a place in Jersey that won't ship for $259. $264 in New York. Oh, okay. So here it is for $277, International Wine Shop. $259 seems like a really good price. I mean, we're getting into Redbreast territory with that. We're getting into Redbreast 21 territory. I don't know. Yeah, I just saw that too. Interesting. All right. Thank you for joining us from Paris. Be well. You got it at KNL. Yeah, sadly, they won't ship. What do you think of the Redbreast 27? That I got to know because that is on my radar. I feel like I need that in my life at some point for some reason. After having the 21 Redbreast, I keep seeing the 27, which is like a port. It's a sherry port cask. And I absolutely love Redbreast. I've also seen some of these dream casks out there, but I mean, those seem really, really, really hard to find. I am looking right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at this Mizunara for $259, and it sounds like a bottle worth buying, but God damn it. I don't know. I'm going to wait to hear from what Greg has, or what Gary, our friend out in San Francisco, has to say about this, if this is a must buy or not. Yes, good night, Greg, from James Morgan. Drink it next to that. Yeah, it's like a $500 bottle, right? Glenlock's arguably is good. Okay. Passion fruit makes sense. I remember getting tropical notes on the 20 on the 21, which of course immediately makes me think of that I mean it makes sense, right? As those whiskeys get older, you start getting the tropical fruit notes out of them. Has anybody else had this Glendalough Mizunara? That I would love to hear. All right, I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it, man. I just feel like I have to pull the trigger on this. Let me see if I can get it at this place. No, I can't. Oh, that's a bummer. International Wine Shop, maybe. Now we're pushing 277 for this, though. Yikes. I feel like I just can't. I love this 13 so much. This is all through a great. Yeah, I love this 13 so much, man. It has that like nice apple light kind of triple distilled nature that you get out of Irish whiskey. But my God, that Mizunara is just perfect here. It really, really balances just so damn nicely with this. Okay, so I can get it for $277 from International Wine Shop. Ooh, it's a hefty price. But God, 4 more years? Shit. Right on, man. If I don't buy a bottle first, I'll let you know. I'll definitely let you know. I feel like I could buy this with confidence just based on how good this 13-year-old is. This 13-year-old is fantastic stuff. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite Irish whiskey of all time, but man, it really is damn good. I love the spice. I love how much it like adds character to this without diluting any of its other kind of present character. It's more working with it than working against it. I think that's what I really, really find appealing about this. I also actually have the what's it called? I have the Blue Spot, but I haven't opened that one yet. That I'm gonna have to get around to soon. Yeah, it's fantastic. I believe it. Is there anything different in the maturation? It's just Mizunara, right? I mean, it's just like American oak Mizunara, but 4 years older, or do they add yet like another wrinkle to it? Delish. Yeah. Has anybody else had any of those older redbreasts? Like really any of them, whether it's the Redbreast 27 or the Redbreast Dream Casks or any of that. I'd love to hear if anybody's ever actually got to taste those. I have not, unfortunately. But I hear nothing but great things about them. Wow. Such a nice apple note to it. Oh, wow. So they do a 2-year maturation in the Mizunara. Okay. That explains a lot. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's good to know. I mean, man, like what a maturation, right? Jesus. 2 years in Mizunara. I don't know if there's anything I've had. I mean, I have a couple Japanese whiskeys that are aged or matured in some level of Mizunara, but not necessarily like fully, let alone 2 years. I mean, that has to bring so much to that whiskey. Mm. This I can imagine. I mean, I can just imagine what this would be like with like more rounded off edges, because this does have, it's a younger whiskey for sure. Mm. Mm-hmm. Has anybody had both the Blue Spot and the Redbreast 12 cast strength, whatever, any batch? If so, how would you compare them in terms of like, I mean, I know the Blue Spot is much more expensive if you don't find it on the shelf. Even on the shelf, it's more expensive, but it's crazy price on secondary markets. I actually did find it sitting on a shelf. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And I think I got it for like 110 or 115 or something like that. But you see it on secondary markets and it's upwards of like $200 some. So I'd be very, very curious if anybody has done a comparison of both and would say like, yeah, even with the price difference, the Blue Spot 7 cast strength is just so much better. You have to get it. Because honestly, the thing about it is like, how do you top the Redbreast 12 cast strength? That makes sense. I'm guessing the Blue Spot's a little bit less heavily sherry. Really? Much better? How's that possible? I'm going to have to do a side-by-side. think that's the only way to do this. Wow, man, people vouching for the blue spot. Really? I mean, Redbreast 12 cast strength, the best batch I had was from 2017, and that was my whiskey of the year in 2018. I have had a couple that weren't as good as that, but they're still just so stellar at $75. So let me ask you this. If you went with the retail MSRP, Blue Spot is I think $120 retail. Redbreast 12 cast strength, $80. Is it worth the $40 extra to go for the Blue Spot? That is a little strange. Yeah, Redbreast is, I mean, maybe I'm just pigeonholing myself with Redbreast, but my God, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. 109. Beth Higgins jumping in with an all day long for the Redbreast 12 cast strength. We got a war coming. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's not as I had it. I have a bottle of it. I had the 2019. It wasn't as amazing as the 17. That's for sure. But like splitting hairs. And again, the price is just absolutely stunningly good. It is relative. No doubt, Gary. No doubt. But, still fun to plant your flag. I'm tempted by this Mizunara 17, though. So thank you for getting that stuck in my head. I'm going to go back and forth about it for a few hours and then maybe pull the trigger. But, yeah, email me at malt.muser@gmail, Gary, if you want to just connect over email. And I would be happy to share some samples with you of some things that you might think are interesting. If you'd be willing to share the 17 Mizunara in a sample form, I would be happy to swap you with something on that. Good call. And they're older too. It's probably like 24, 25-year-old minimum. Good pick. Right on. Yeah, I'd love to do it. Definitely interested to try that. So. Oh yeah. No, take your time, man. No rush. No rush at all. Last week on the live show, on the happy hour, I did a sample of my first ever sample of one of those GlenDronach single casks. It was like a 2005, but often, especially if you follow the secondary markets, you see a lot of like 1992, 1993, 1994, and they're all going for like, $300, $400. The one that I had was only a 13-year-old, and it was probably one of the best GlenDronachs I had. I think it's better than any Allardyce I've had, or it was damn close, and maybe up to Parliament level. And man, those things are incredible. They seem like they're worth the money. But they're not cheap. Okay, you know what's up there. I know like the 1992s, especially, you get like 25-year, 26-year Olorosos and PX mixes and things like that. God. Freaking killer stuff. Thank you for reminding me about this. This is so damn good. Even it's only 13 years, but I'll tell folks, man, if you like Japanese whiskey, very generally speaking, and you like Irish whiskey, this is an investment worth making. It's much more of a Japanese whiskey style than it is an Irish whiskey style, no doubt about it. But man, I'll tell you, if you can find this for less than 100 somewhere, it's worth your money for sure. It's that good. All right, y'all. I am going to sign off for the remainder of my Sunday here. I hope everybody has a nice weekend. And for those in the States, enjoy your 3-day weekend. And of course, I'll be back on Tuesday for the happy hour, I'm going to be uncorking a bottle of Kalila 25-year-old and doing a sample sent over by a friend of the show, Daniel. So we'll have some good stuff coming up. As always, if you haven't seen it, I dropped a review of Weller's Special Reserve last Friday. I'll have another review coming up. So before you head out, smash that thumbs up if you can, if you enjoyed hanging out tonight. And if you've yet to sub, I, of course, would appreciate that as well. So good to see everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Raise a glass to those who fell in the line of battle. My grandfather served, more of a Veterans Day thing, but, you know, I feel like these things get so convoluted these days. Give love to all of your family who are veterans, even though it's just Memorial Day, because they know somebody, probably even if you don't, that passed in one of our many, 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 many wars. So with that, everybody stay safe, be well. Look forward to seeing everybody Tuesday for Tasty Tuesday Happy Hour, Kalila 25 bottle getting uncorked, and of course, Telex and Malt Show coming right after that. Until then, everybody stay safe, be well. Much love to y'all. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good morning, wherever you are on this spinning blue dot. Cheers.